It's on me. Well, stop buying stuff.
He's not that broke. Or maybe he is. I don't know. I don't know his financial anymore.
I know. I'm just kidding about the stop buying stuff, by the way.
You know, one time,
I
just
said
it
it's
would
on
be a
me.
coincidence, but every single birthday for the last 7 years is a bit of a habit. Bit of a habit.
I can see it when I'm talking. It's doing the thing it needs to do to transmit. It's transmitting.
So the my friend that I did the yard sale with yesterday here, her name is Angela.
What?
So we had a great conversation.
Tess.
Who did? Who's your friend?
Mm-hmm.
Justin told me to talk, so I'm going to ask you who your friend is.
Her name is Angela.
Angela. Okay.
And so we're talking a little bit, and we've been spending a lot of time together.
Where did we plug that in at?
Yeah, how big is your chair?
What's the? Hi, Janine. It's the monitor. If you want to turn the headphones up,
16.
it's right here. If you want to turn it up.
Test, 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 test. There we go. You think that's going to be loud enough for him?
80 decibels, man. You can't be too loud for him. Because he has to take his hearing aids out.
She said, no, we've been bouncing around, and we were going to North Point for a while, but they have no kids. I was like, really? North Point Church, like across from the high school? That's a pretty big building. She's like, yeah, they have no kids there.
Really?
I was like, well, we have about like from ages 1 to 15 and like every grade in between.
Test, test, test.
Of our population is
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
They are the population. She's like, yeah, we've been her. Oh, and
Since we've got this private channel, Reaper.
I think she's
Oh, I finished the 3rd book of the Red Rising. Oh,
church is either
could not put it down.
Really?
It is really, 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 really
Did I
good.
put that on my list?
You got to put it on your list.
Red Rising.
Yeah. You read fantasy, right?
Yes.
Have you read Red Rising by Pierce Brown?
No.
Oh man, is it good?
Is it?
It rivals Sanderson.
Does that?
Yes, it does. I was as enthralled with that. Lots of twisty surprises that make sense, you know, that like, oh. Yeah, it's good. It's been good.
Nice.
Have you read Brandon Sanderson books?
Uh-huh. A few.
What, 2 months and we'll have War and Truth. I already read the first 8 chapters. Well, 10. They released the first. Every Monday they release 1 or 2 chapters. I'm behind a couple weeks, but
Yeah.
I want to, you know, that's the culmination book.
Mhm.
Red Rising.
Yeah.
It's a trilogy.
There's actually a 4th book, which I'll probably start tomorrow on the plane, or maybe driving to the airport. Iron Gold. But he brings it to it's kind of like Mistborn, where the first era is in in 3 books. So the beginning of the next book was at the end, and I just read a chapter, and it's in the future.
It's in the future.
Yeah, so it's all
Very
another.
similar to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I first heard of him when he took over and finished the
Wheel of Time.
Wheel of
Robert
Time
Jordan.
series from Terry Brooks.
Was it
And I
better?
was very
Was it-
impressed with his work.
Was it better?
Then Robert Jordan.
Robert Jordan did the
Robert
original.
Jordan.
Yeah,
Wheel of Time?
yeah.
Yeah, Robert Jordan. Sorry. Terry
Robert-
Brooks, I also like Terry Brooks. But
Yeah, I
Robert
knew.
Jordan. Yeah, he did so much. He read the entire series from the beginning, which was already at what?
Like 13.
13
Yeah.
books.
Huge
And
series.
I mean, you're talking books like this thick.
Just like Sanderson,
I
right?
read the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Started reading.
And he did a lot of research into the storyline, and it was so smooth. You cannot tell where Robert Jordan let off in each book.
That's why I wish guy that wrote Dune,
Frank Herbert.
Frank Herbert,
Yeah,
when his son took it over,
yeah.
not even close.
Well, he evidently Sanderson knew Jordan pretty well because he's a
Well, didn't they co-author?
yeah, he's an instructor. They're both college professors, not at the same place, but at least I don't think because Sanderson's at Brigham Young. He's a Mormon, and I don't know about Robert Jordan, but they knew each other really well. And Robert Jordan's widow asked him to finish the series for him because that was Robert Jordan's wish.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's well worth the read, man.
Wheel of Time?
No, I haven't read that one.
Red Rising?
I don't know about Wheel of Time.
The Wheel of Time is.
I almost feel like I want to read it because the TV show is really hard to follow.
So the TV show.
The beginning seems pretty close to the books, right? I mean,
Oh
as I'm reading it,
no,
it's kind
they skip around
Do
so
they?
much.
Well, that's what the confusing part is, and then there's this
Everything's
drama
set-
playing out, and this, it's like how's it all interconnected?
Well, in the book, there's a lot of little dramas playing out, but in the movie, they didn't even keep the timeline of the book. They were mixing their timelines, and they were mixing their characters, and it was just horrible. I even said on Facebook, "This is not worth watching. It is not."
Yeah,
If
Yeah,
you haven't read the books, don't watch the movie.
I watched the first season, and I didn't watch the second season. I was like, I watched the first episode, second season. I said, I'm just as confused as I was before. I'll read the book if I want to
Yeah.
get a good story. And I love a good story. That's why I like fantasy. 'Cause I
was
love
that his kind of, his, like, apex of books?
Jordan.
Jordan.
I don't know.
He wrote some standalones too. I mean, he's considered in the top 5 of Sanderson and him modernly, and Tolkien and Asimov. Or no, not as that's science fiction. I'm thinking fantasy.
Who did the
Ah,
dragon and the
Dra-
King of Thrones?
Oh,
Game of Thrones.
Who did that book? George Martin?
Oh, George Martin is in that
Yeah.
top 5. Yeah.
That is very. I love the TV series Game of Thrones. I've watched it like
Really?
3 or 4 times.
I've never watched an episode.
I finally broke down the watch.
It is.
Did you? Was it worth a watch?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. it's
Good. I'll start it
really
then.
good. It wasn't until this last time that I watched it that I found them. It's just the tiniest little scene that you realize it set off the whole thing,
Yeah.
the whole event.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's some episodes in there that are pretty
Risque.
approaching,
Yeah.
X-rated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can always just fast forward.
Yeah.
That's a good thing about streaming. You have control.
Yeah.
I remember one time, Cliff and
Sucks
Kim,
when you're watching stuff like that with your parents too. It's like,
or your kids, right?
Yeah.
Kim and Cliff recommended this movie to us years ago, probably 10 years ago. They were just raving about it. I was like, dang, really? Well, you should watch that, Turn it on, and the first scene is like graphic like that. I was like, Cliff recommended this? I don't even remember what it was. I couldn't believe it. But it was across the line, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, Sarah, what was, hey, Sarah, there was a kind of a science fiction romance show where this woman's husband got transported back in time, and so she ends up somehow getting transported back, but falls in love with
Another guy.
another guy,
Oh.
because she can find him, yeah. Was that Outlander, that fantasy romance show?
Yeah.
anyway. It was-
Outlander?
Not Outlander.
No,
No.
Outlander's the one where he slays
Yeah.
dragons or whatever.
Why can I not? It's one of my favorite book series, and I can't even think of the name right now.
Anyway, it was same like first couple episodes, like especially when she meets this guy for the first time and they're hot and heavy. It's like oof.
Well, that sells.
Watching that with your wife.
That sells because you look at the top 20 book sales on Amazon, 19 of them are
Yeah.
that kind of
Shades.
Yep.
Shades of Grey,
romance.
which is like the most raunchiest. I've never read it, but I've
Me
heard
neither,
it.
but yeah, the
I've
reviews are
watched videos.
the reviews are like,
Yeah. I've watched these videos. The guy pulls up to the gas station with it playing, audiobook playing on this, and he's got his speakers turned up, and he's just sitting there listening to it, and it's going through one of the scenes, and people are like,
dude,
describing like what.
yeah, no.
Yeah, that,
Okay.
that movie, they were actually played that movie at the drive-in, and it was causing
But
accidents.
I've reread it multiple times since.
Yeah.
What movie?
The Shades of Grey.
Shades of Grey. Yeah, I never watched it. Causing accidents. Hey, we're weird again. So where's that tape measure from last week? Let's talk about this. Is that tape measure still out here from last week? Oh, it was yours, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you need it? I have it back.
I want to ask everybody what they think.
Bam. Quick tag.
Can you cycle power in?
Yep.
It's funny because like I don't ever use it, but I know that other people do, and I'm okay with it. But I remember, yeah.
Start at the back. For whatever reason, she started at the back. I don't know why, and it's upside down. It's fine.
It's her. She can do what she wants.
Exactly. And she loves it. She's very excited. It's her birthday. Gift. I'm glad I got it. I was like, maybe I shouldn't get it for her. But I did. Turn off phone. And she loves it. I do love Freya. 100%. Turn off phone. Well, she's a little like little glitter plastic case. Power off. Power off.
There's ways about her that are mature and very empathetic.
Yeah, awesome.
And then
you
she's
could say
crazy
that
as
this
a
morning she was a total butt.
Oh yeah, ours are always that way to us, right? Like I get, yeah. Everyone's like,
Thank you.
nice to get her shoes on.
Refused to get the hairbrush out of
What
the
are you
drawer.
measuring, Joe?
But then she got here. And
Pay attention.
Good morning. How are you?
I don't need this attitude.
So we're faced with a choice. We've got a 12-year-old projector that's still state of the art. They haven't really. Projector's a projector. They haven't spent much time developing new technology because everything's going to flat screens, right? So the largest reasonably priced flat screen. I mean, we can get a flat screen this size, but it's $20,000. So the largest reasonably priced one is 95 inches. Let me show you what 95 inches would look like. Of course, you know monitors, TVs are measured. It's not going to work for you to hold it up there. Are measured corner to corner, and right here is 95 inches.
How much is the 95 inch?
$2,000. Somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000. So think about, it'll be at the top. It'll be a clearer picture. It'll be 4K or whatever, high def. We can go to, I mean, they range from 95 to like 105. So looking up there, it'll be smaller.
But you could zoom in. So
It'll be clearer though.
It'll be definitely be clearer.
could we?
I wonder if we could do two, side by side.
That was my sec. So the first one I would say is to shrink the projector into that size to see if we like it. Can you do that?
Yeah.
So you know how we stretched the projector into the full screen. Let's just make it smaller and see if we like the size of it.
I didn't even think about two.
We could do two, or could they have the panels that you can put up and you like
aren't you buying just regular TV?
No, they come in like puzzle pieces, like Sarah's saying, and you put them together.
Yeah, everything I've read about, like churches doing large screens, was buying TVs and synchronizing them.
Yeah, the put together ones are very expensive. Was it you, Sarah, that just said we could buy two? We could get two 90s and then mount them vertically next to each other. And the center strip is so little that I don't know that it would really bug us that much. It'd be like looking at, a dual monitor, which most of us do anyway.
But we need to do something. We need to.
You said 95?
Yeah, what I showed was 95.
Where's the bottom edge of that 95?
We could center it. It doesn't necessarily have to be all the way at the top.
Did I give you your tape back? See, let me do it. Let me do it from this. Let me do it this way. See, that's pretty big. Right there is pretty big.
Well, and the thing is when he's got somebody here, you don't see any of this.
Well, I know, and I like the fact. I don't. So it needs to, like, maybe 95 here would be way better anyways.
Where it's not blocked by the color.
Because it's not, yeah. I'll tell you what, why don't we buy one? We'll start with one. And if it's too small, I mean, if we want something more, we can buy another one to supplement it and get that switch that'll treat it like one screen. Is that a good compromise? Everybody in agreement? Yeah? What do you think, Ace?
Do you want to leave the rolly thing?
No.
Because you can roll it up and just.
Well, I would, but I want to take it all the way to the top, so in the back you have better visual over everything. I mean, besides, you won't be able to roll it down behind the TV. You'll have a big mount.
We could roll it in front of the TV. We could move it.
Well, then it has to come off the wall, and we'd have to mount it, which we could do that.
We could move it into the kitchen, and then they could use it for Sunday school.
I think you want to go small. I think if we're going to do anything for out there, which we should get a bigger TV and wall mount that for sure. Yeah. With a mount up hanging like.
You could also sell that and use that money to help. Nobody will buy them.
You can get them online for $400.
Yeah, they're pretty reasonable.
I mean, we could try to sell them for $400. But
I think it's a great idea because this projector keeps dying and has been dying for the last 5 years.
Well, I think the clarity too will. I think the clarity will help. Yeah, I think the clarity will help. Okay.
And just technology-wise, it can be less convenient to connect to for everyone.
Probably time to replace it anyways, because when you're changing slides and that, you can still sometimes see a shadow of the
Yeah.
slide in that.
And the bulb's good. The bulb, we changed the bulb, so it's not the bulb. Yeah, it's just getting old, long in the tooth. The picture's degrading. We'll get the same thing, only newer, if we buy another one. I think it's maybe, I think the 95-inch centered will solve some problems and be clearer. I think the clarity will make up for the size, lack of size.
I think also for those who make the fireplace, just be conscious of how much you put into your window.
Well, once we get the TV, you'll
You'll adjust your font size
right.
because your screen is so big. We'll just have to do it.
So right now I use 28. I'll probably have to go back to 32 or 36. I think is what I was using before. Amazon. We spent some time last Sunday looking at different places. I mean, maybe video only has a larger one is comparable. Oh, yeah, Costco is also a possibility. So, I'll tell you what, why don't you guys give me a budget? I mean, we have a lot of money in the bank. I mean, we can afford whatever we can afford the $20,000 one. I just think that's a gross misuse of funding. So what if I find like 115 inch for 4,000?
I was gonna say 4,000.
20 inches isn't worth 2,000.
Okay. So I'll take Laura with me, and she can be my conscience. I'll take Laura and Paul, the two cheapos. I mean the two frugal.
Fiscally responsible. Yeah, you don't want me a part of it. I just almost have analog TV.
I second the motion that Laura should go with you to balance out the decision